Right here. But first, I want to turn to the White House, the war on the NFL. President Trump threw himself a party today. Threw himself a party after nobody else would come. In a classic example of taking his ball and going home, the president escalated his fight with the NFL by scrapping a planned White House visit by the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles after he learned an embarrassingly small number of players and coaches would actually attend, replacing it with what he called a celebration of our country on the South Lawn today. But disinviting the Eagles didn't mean there would be no protests.
Thank you very much, everybody.
The president ignoring shouted questions from reporters.
Mr. President, are you saying that the football players are not patriotic, sir? Is that what you're saying?
Will you meet with them, sir? Will you meet
with the athletes and talk to them?
So the White House calls all of this a political stunt, and they are absolutely right. This is a political stunt, but not by the Philadelphia Eagles, by the President of the United States, the man who said this.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Like I said, this was absolutely a political stunt by the president. A source close to the White House tells CNN that President Trump plans to continue to pound the NFL anthem issue through the midterms, continuing to trash players, mostly black players, for their protests over police abuse against people of color. So why is the president doubling down? Because he believes that it helps him with his base. A CNN poll after President Trump made that crude remark about the players, calling them SOBs, found 49% saying that pro athletes should be required to stand for the anthem. 47% said they should not be required to stand. That is well within the margin of error. So Americans are pretty much evenly divided on this issue. And the president, rather than trying to find common ground, is more than willing to exploit that division because he believes it helps him politically. He's willing to ignore the facts, to ignore the truth if he thinks that helps him. But facts matter. So here are the facts. Not one single Eagles player took a knee during the regular season. Not one. Not one. Not one single Eagles player stayed in the locker room during the anthem. Not one. So who is being disrespectful here? Who is stomping all over the values we hold dear as Americans? The values, the freedoms that American heroes have fought and died for. You know who is doing that? It's the person who's lying to you about the Eagles players. The person who's lied to you well over 3,000 times in the past 501 days. The person who is demanding forced patriotism, just as autocrats have done for centuries. That is none other than Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States.